Boom. Welcome to the Quarter Pound Podcast. Big Gib is over there, our co-host. You already know it's Big Sebs here. Bringing back to you for I don't even know what I just said, to be honest. But we're coming back for this one. We've missed last week because I was super sick.
No worries.
So we had to miss last week a little bit. But back this week for this card. And bro, this card's getting a lot of heat saying it's like people are saying it's not a good card, eh?
Well, it had one fight get thrown off. I think it was Makdessi and and then they changed it up, you know. But,
and then Pinedo and Grutzmeicher was canceled as well, so they just matched up Pinedo and Makdessi. That would have been a good test too.
Yeah.
This Pinedo kid, I don't know too much about him other than what I saw, but he beat we'll get into it, but he beat Devin Powell and shit.
Pretty fast, man.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start off. Just a lot of I can see there's a lot of fights though that like people like Marlon Vera, Frankie Saenz, like who the fuck's watching that? And saying like this is gonna be a banger. Like random Markos, Angela Hill, like that's boring as fuck for sure. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Maia and Alexis Davis, like go fuck yourself. Even like Makdessi and Pinedo, like that's like I don't think that's gonna be a banger. Even people are like really hype on Macy Barber.
Yep.
And fucking I don't see it. And this girl says she's gonna be a future champ or whatever. I don't know. We'll get into all this.
She's good though, man.
She's all right, bro. She's fucking. She has to work on some stuff though.
Oh yeah.
She has a really tough matchup against JJ.
They're toughest for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we'll start off from the prelims as we usually do. Yep. First up, Eric Shelton. The other Showtime on this card, Eric Showtime Shelton.
We got to start retiring nicknames.
Yeah, fuck. You can't. I think there should be a rule. Like you can't have the same nickname as somebody else.
I think you can have like a boxer's nickname, like the Hitman.
Yeah,
I think that's up for grabs, but you can't have like fucking the.
Can't be El Guapo like Chris Gutierrez is over here. Chris Gutierrez is El Guapo, and that's fucking Bass Ruby's nickname, bro. There's only one El Guapo. Same with Shelton here. He's Showtime. Everybody knows Pettis is Showtime.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. We'll break first down Eric Shelton. Last fight I think was against Joseph Morales. Got a actually split decision win. Not the most entertaining fight if I remember it correctly, but
split on what's it called, Jared Brooks, which was an entertaining fight though. Yeah,
very good fight that was. Brooks, even though he got cut, bro, I think Jared Brooks is one of the best, not the best flyweights, but he's a top 15 flyweight, man.
Oh yeah,
he definitely deserves to be. Like he's just had like that fucking stupid slam. That box slam that he did against Jose Torres.
But you know what? That's a coin flip. Either you come out of that nice or, the way it worked out. And, he could have easily won that.
His other loss was a split to Davis and Figueiredo, who's fucking number 4 in the world. He's fighting.
That's high level, dude.
And shit. Very good fighter. And I think Brooks beat him in that fight.
It was close.
I think Brooks beat him, bro.
Close fights. They're all splits.
Yeah. Even the Roberto Sanchez fight, I didn't think it should have been a split, but it was. Yeah, but okay, so back to Eric Shelton. Before the Morales fight, he fought Alex Perez, and he lost. I'm a big Alex Perez fan, too, so fucking that was a tough fight. Very tough fights. I'm looking at it now, and this guy's fought, like, legit flyweights. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Alex Perez, Jared Brooks, Alexander Pantoja, like up and coming killers. Yeah, Tim Elliott when he was on the Ultimate Fighter he fought. And these guys are all monsters, bro. Even like Kevin Gray, if you want to go back to his earlier losses, Kevin Gray was at one point in time he was pretty damn good, and then he started losing all these. He's lost like his last 4 in a row or some shit, but he was doing pretty good at one point, and that's a tough loss as well. Sid Bice, his other loss, undefeated. That guy he's like 9-2 now.
Wow,
from what I'm saying, yeah. So he's lost to like pretty good fighters. You can't like knock Eric Shelton on that. And Eric Shelton, I like that he's a good striker and shit. but I don't know if I don't think he's working with. He might still be working with Pete Spratt in his corner. I don't see Pete Spratt really leaving his corner. But I know he's at American Top Team, and he's an American Top Team is like the land of the flyweights, bro. They have he's working with Pantoja, a guy who's beaten him. Fucking Horiguchi's there. Jose Torres is there. Wow. You got monsters. And then we jump on the other, and I really like his striking. I think Shelton's a pretty good striker, and he's when he wants to be, he's a good wrestler. He's not that good off his back or anything, which might actually cause him some problems here. But going into Jordan Espinosa, this kid's on a 4-fight winning streak, and I don't even know if he's a kid. Is he? 29 years old.
29. Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking. This is another guy where I think this guy's like not super high level, but like he's up there. I think he trains at Jackson's.
Yes.
Or something like that. I'm pretty sure. So his last fight.
Oh no, Luttrell's.
Yeah, that's Chris Luttrell. He's the one of the coaches at Jackson.
Oh, he's at Jackson. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking right now, and I remember that darts choke he hit on Nick Urso a couple years back there on the Contender Series. That was fucking nasty. And I think Dana didn't like his record or something, like wanted him to like because he came in 9-5 for his fight, or like 10-5 or some shit. Not the best record especially for flyweight for guys you want to sign. So I think even though it was an impressive win with the darts choke, he didn't get signed. And then he goes and he fights CJ Hamilton, another like pretty fucking good flyweight. Around the block and everything's had tough fights, and he wins a split decision there. And then he comes back on the Contender Series. And was he a dog in that one? No. Yeah, he was. He was a dog against Riley Dutro.
Riley Dutro, yes.
Yeah, I think I didn't bet him, but I'm pretty sure I picked Riley Dutro to win that fight. And
it was a rough fight for him, though.
He finished him with like 2 seconds left.
He did,
it wasn't the easiest fight for Espinosa there.
No, it wasn't like his Nick Urso fight. Like he got through that really quickly, and
But Dutro's a fucking banger. Dutro's a banger. From the guy's from Hawaii. You already know I love the Hawaiians, bro. And that kid's legit, man. Not like super legit or anything, but he's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah, he comes to throw.
I think Espinosa poses some problems on the ground for Shelton.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Shelton has that jiu-jitsu level yet. I don't know what belt he is or anything like that, but he's been training with guys who are black belts like Pantoja and shit like that. So and Horiguchi and stuff. So I assume like his grappling's getting way better as well. He's probably at the better camp, right? Actually, no. Fucking, I just forgot. Espinosa's at Jackson's. I want to make sure Espinosa's at Jackson's though.
You could be right if that's who's training him. It's on tap.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna check. But I will for argument's sake, we'll say he's at Jackson's.
You know if he fought in the Jackson's MMA series, he's a Jackson's fighter.
Yeah, pretty much. So fucking, I do like Espinosa actually in this matchup to win. I think it's gonna be a very close fight, especially like on the feet. I see Shelton having like the advantage, but like not like an extreme advantage or anything like that. And I actually see Espinosa having like not an extreme advantage on the floor, but like somewhat of a pretty decent advantage to like get the job done here. Maybe get a sub, who knows? But I see him controlling Shelton on the floor a little bit there, much like Jared Brooks was doing when they fought.
Yeah.
What do you think, Gib?
You know what, Eric Shelton, I think like I said, I recommend the Jared Brooks fight. Really good fight. Showed some good reflexes in the first round. He doesn't get impressed by a lot of those like big punches or big kicks. Kind of stays in a close range. He definitely had to duke it out with Jared Brooks. He had to deal with a lot of wrestling, but he was actually able to do some cool stuff and walk in with low hands, set up a few 1-2s, and hit a really big right hand. He's good at getting back up off the floor. And, you know, if you're good at that against Jared Brooks, it's going to be a long fight for him. Whereas a lot of people who can't get up, I mean, Jared Brooks is just going to jump around. And he showed a lot of good defense in that fight. Worst thing that happens to Shelton is if he tries to follow fighters around, he might kind of hesitate a little bit as he's following people, and he tends to get caught. I think that's where Jordan Espinosa actually lands a lot of his punches when guys are trying to follow him around. If you watch his Contender Series fight and he comes out against Riley Dutro, the kick he throws, like, you hear it, like you hear that leg kick just snap, and he opens up with a big leg kick early on. If he lands this thing, like, he's in a really good good form, good posture and everything. He continued a ground assault on Riley Dutro. He locked up a Darce choke on him. He gets to work. He always gets to work on the stand up as soon as people get right back up. Throws lots of 1-2s, and he gets some spin kicks in there every now and then. He does get hit up and get punched every now and then, especially against Dutro. Like you said, the Hawaiian guy, any sort of brawler is really gonna make him spend his energy, and he has to have that quick recovery, and he was able to jump on him and finish that fight. He's got some pretty good jabs when he actually does use them, and he's got great long-range weapons. He's good at engaging and disengaging and throwing the kick out, but again, he's got his hands pretty low too. And I wouldn't throw Eric Shelton out in this fight, but I think Jordan Espinosa has great groundwork as well, and I think he has some pretty decent spin attacks and kind of surprising stuff. So I think Jordan Espinosa wins this. I wouldn't even be surprised if he finished the fight.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I also have Jordan Espinosa here. So our next fight, we got Chris Gutierrez taking on Ryan Macdonald. I actually have 2.17 units on Gutierrez and somebody later in the card. And bro, like I know you guys usually like you're like Sebs with the picks and stuff, but listen to Sebs right now, bro. I'm on I think a 5 or 6 card winning streak, and fucking won DraftKings last week too. Forgot to tell you, Gib, but I won last week. Nice. $10 ticket. It was fucking. I played the 10-cent one. I only had 10 cents in the account. I was like, why not, bro? Fuck it. Yeah. And I played the 10-cent one, and I won. That was fucking gangster. But yeah, I got 2.17s on Gutierrez, and okay, we'll start with Gutierrez here. Last fight against Raoni Barcelos. Bro, you guys know how I feel about Raoni. That's the new Jose Aldo, in my opinion. Like, that guy's
tough.
Very high level, legit fighter. Like, super high level, bro. Like, very good stand-up, crazy grappling, and a monster, especially at 135 pounds when he cut down from 145. Like, he's just going to be a fucking animal to deal with. Like, just not fun. That's Gutierrez's first fight in the UFC too, and he was already against like a high prospect, and looked okay early on. Gutierrez, I thought his Muay Thai is really nice, really light on his feet.
He's going the oblique kicks out there.
Yeah, I like that, and the stomps and shit, and really just nice footwork, man. Very light on his feet, cuts angles very well, moves out of the way very well of shots. Really good striking defense, in my opinion, like high level, and his Muay Thai is pretty high level as well. He's got some quick hands. And the kid's not a bad grappler, bro. If you want to fucking get down to it, he's actually pretty active off his back, always looking for to try and get butterfly hooks and whatnot, and or at least foots on the hips to try and create some distance in between him and his opponent. And he's pretty active off the bottom too, going for submissions and whatnot with like his arm bars and shit. And I don't know if he has a submission on his record. I don't think so, at least. Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. His last fight was in LFA. So we know he's got some submission skills too, but the kid's got some nasty fucking stand up. But But I think he's a pretty good grappler if you guys want to get down to it as well. I think he's a pretty damn good grappler. Might have to work on the takedown defense a bit, but other than that, like, he's pretty legit, man. Then we go to Ryan Macdonald here, and man, I don't know. When I saw this kid, I felt way better about playing Gutierrez. I was just like, okay, I think I gotta play Gutierrez now because, like, flat-footed, very flat-footed. Not the kind of same movement that I mentioned with Gutierrez. He's very stagnant in his movement. Horrible striking defense. If you go watch his fight against Matt Murphy. Matt Murphy.
Oh my God. What was that, dude? That was sloppy.
Clips him 3 different times. Hard.
Yeah, early in the first.
And then in the second as well.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez.
And fucking Matt Murphy just pretty much quit on his stool. Like,
yeah.
You guys have to know Matt Murphy's dropped him 3 times. It's not a joke. I'm not even fucking playing around right now. But Matt Murphy dropped him 3 times, I believe. Yeah,
I think it was
3 times.
It was a bad fight.
And do you guys want to know Matt Murphy's record? It's 3-33. I'm not joking. That's his real record. 3 wins, 33 losses, 4 draws. Oh, that's his pro boxing record. Okay, fuck. I got so juiced.
He's got a few wins littered in, but I mean.
But he's okay. But even not even worse. But like fucking, he's like 7-11.
Yeah.
In MMA, but it showed. I don't know why it showed his pro boxing record here on Tapology. That's fucking stupid. But
they must have just they use it to increase his stats.
Yeah, definitely not increasing with 3 wins and 33 fucking losses. But bro, this guy quit on his stool and shit. Like, he wasn't even getting beat. You can tell he quit because he was tired. In the third round, he was really tired. This Matt Murphy motherfucker, and this guy took advantage of him. And fuck, I wish I looked at the stats here before because this guy's only fought cans. Like, that's really bad.
Yep, that's one thing I realized.
He's had no tough fights whatsoever.
Actually, what do you mean, Matt Murphy?
Matt Murphy's a like fucking horrible fighter. Matt Murphy, as you can tell from what I was watching. Matt Murphy clipped him 3 different times, almost subbed him as well. Like, bro, I just don't like Ryan Macdonald at all. So I have 2.17s on Gutierrez here. I think Gutierrez actually gets a finish as well.
Yeah, I agree on pretty much every reason. The Ronnie Barthalos fight, I mean, rough for him, but I mean, tough fighter. He tried to use his switch stances in there and kind of get his oblique kicks in, which he did. He kind of likes to move around, almost similar to like a Formula One racer. He just kind of barely scrapes the corners as he rounds the cage. Yeah, and he can kind of stay at that very edge. It's not the greatest strategy. I mean, you're always backing up, but to know that you're about an inch away from the wall, from the cage, you know, you can kind of use that. And he uses all of what he's got, you know. And once he does take the middle, it's hard to get it back from him. You know, he's only really on the outside to let you do your own thing. Once he gets in the middle, he really starts to take advantage on the kickboxing and fighting front. I thought Ryan Macdonald was pretty good, actually. I was watching some good highlights, but as I would watch his full fights, it seemed like a lot of the people he was fighting were kind of stumbly, a little bit off the rockers at times. The Matt Murphy fight was definitely a big eye opener. It took a retirement on Matt Murphy's case, but that fight was close, man. It was weird.
Very close fight.
And
like,
I mean,
I think Murphy was winning the fucking fight. He dropped him 3 times.
I think Ryan Macdonald has some good, you know, surprise knees. I think when he does get on a roll, he can be very fast for people. He's got pretty decent recovery after a lot of times where he does get hit in a lot of his fights. He does get right back into it, can get back into striking, and he does have an unusual kind of pace to him. He'll throw the side kicks out there every now and then. But he does have something. He does something. Quite a few bit of wins by rear naked choke. So might have a little bit there, but I don't see him stand up any sort of way against Chris Gutierrez, especially seeing.
Oh, he's going to be shooting for takedowns like crazy.
Yeah, and just seeing who he's fought in the past. I mean, just guys who he's fought outside of the UFC have quite decent records comparably. Timur Valiyev, who he's fought way earlier, is on a winning streak right now. He's 14-2. So,
holy shit.
And this guy he fought way back.
Yeah, World Series of Fighting, I think.
Yeah,
he fought him. That's crazy. And
yeah,
he just fought Ray Rodriguez. I don't know what Ray Rodriguez's record is, but
to be honest, this guy probably looks like he can take most of who Macdonald fought.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Gutierrez would fucking kill him.
So I got to go with Gutierrez on this one. I think Ryan Macdonald has to show something extremely special just to really get his stock up there.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got a pretty decent trip move on the stand-up, but other than that, I don't really see the striking working.
Yes, sir. Okay. We're going to actually run through the rest of the card as much as we can. I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible, at least till we get to the main card here. But next fight, Randa Markos and Angela Hill. I have the fight goes to decision here. Yeah. In a 3-unit parlay with 2 other stuff in the card, and 2 other fight goes to decisions in the card actually. And it's at, I don't know when I have it at, plus like I'll go check super quick. But pretty much I think if this fight stays standing, it goes I think we see I think we see Angela Hill take the victory here if it stays standing. If it goes to the ground, I can see Randa Markos doing some damage. She's a pretty decent wrestler, like pretty much like a pretty good grappler. I would give her that. She's a decent grappler, right? On the floor, she knows how to hold girls on the floor and shit like that. So I'll give her that. But it's really tough fight to pick, in my opinion. I'm actually going to go with Randa Markos. I think Randa Markos, and she's Canadian, so shout out to Randa Markos. But I think she gets the job done here. I think it's going to be like, I don't think Angela's going to be super special on the feet, but she'll be a little bit better than Markos there. And then once Markos is able to get any kind of takedowns or anything like that, I think Angela is going to be in trouble. So I got Randa Markos.
I got Angela Overkill Hill in this one. Big fan of her entrances and different Street Fighter costumes she wears.
Oh yeah, that's
she
cool.
went as Afro Samurai once. Dalzim, Sagat. That's awesome. Can't wait to see the. Did it already pass? Like the way, like the ceremonial ones.
Oh, they're not doing ceremonials this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Hopefully she walks.
Usually all the smaller ones they don't do it.
Oh, okay. Hopefully she enters in something. But yeah, I like her kickboxing. Pretty high level. When she starts landing her right hand, man, she can start pulling the trigger on it. She jumps in and out of the phone booth constantly. Has a pretty good kickboxing style, and she can cruise to these like decision victories off of just kind of hard work and staying away from any sort of grappling problem. It's a little bit tough. She has been taken to the ground, and it doesn't take long for her to get into trouble. Randa Markos, I mean, she stuck the grapevines in Martina Rodriguez when she got her on the floor, and Rodriguez was probably supposed to win that fight, and Randa Markos did not make it easy, man. She had a lot of control, a lot of ground pound in that fight. She destroyed her on the ground, but when she was on her feet, she's tended to lose a little bit in the striking exchanges with her low left hand, and just couldn't really get a good beat on her flow there. She did hit her up a few times actually on the stand up. She had a sneaky jab every now and then, but she had no real big combo. I think Angela Hill is always kind of throwing numbers at you, But it'll be interesting to see if Ronda Markos has a problem with that, and maybe she gets her on the floor. Hell, I even think Ronda Markos could take a few shots, grab her and slam her, and then just do her thing. But I got Angela Hill in this one. I think she pretty much has it on the striking front, and I don't know. I think she's been really kind of coming into her style as of recently, and really kind of being that cruise control fighter who can strike and get to those decisions, win by points. So I got Angela Hill in this one.
Okay, cool. So our next fight, another horrible fight, Alexis Davis versus Jennifer Maia, and it's funny because I bet on all the horrible fights too, but except the Marlon Vera one. I actually have this one fight goes to the decision as well, parlayed with the Angela Hill Markos fight goes to decision, and one more fight goes to decision at I think we're at plus 174 for that. 3 units, and yeah, I see this one going to the decision as well. I don't see either of these girls finishing. Davis is a black belt, I'm pretty sure, so that's a little worrisome. She trains at like I don't know where the fuck she trains now. She used to train with like Nick Diaz and shit. I want to see where she's. Oh fuck! She's training everywhere. She's training at Kyle Terra. She's training at 10th Planet. She's training at CSA, and she's training at Alpha Male. Okay, and then I see Jennifer Maia. Both not too good. Let's just be honest, guys. Here, like if you're looking to bet this fight, I really fucking wouldn't, to be honest. But like Jennifer Maia did not look good against Carmouche, and fucking you go back to her Invicta fights or whatever, and she's all right? Like she's like okay with the fucking with the boxing or whatever, like not the cleanest striker, but Alexis Davis really isn't that good of a striker either. This is actually a hard fight to pick. I'll go with Jennifer Maia, though. I think maybe she works the boxing a little bit better, and this is probably one of Alexis. Where's Alexis Davis right now? She's 34. I could see her. This is one of her last fights pretty soon. Yeah, I think Jennifer Maia outboxes her, and I think this is like a super boring fight. Goes to decision, like a 29-28, maybe even a split. But yeah, I just see it going to decision, guys. That's what I played here.
I find it interesting that Jennifer Maia couldn't exactly beat Liz Carmouche, but if you look at Alexis Davis, she was able to beat Liz Carmouche twice, once recently by split decision, and another beating her just overall. In 2013. So, you know, she kind of beaten the kryptonite that, you know, beat Jennifer Maia. It's a little interesting. She looked like she was a bit of a step behind in the Caitlin Chukagian fight, I guess. She is a great grappler, and she works her guard really well against Cindy Dandois, even threatening a nice armbar in the first. She escapes a nice heel hook. Like, she can kind of roll with it if Jennifer Maia keeps throwing on the jiu-jitsu. But like you said, Jennifer Maia has some great striking. Even though she lost against Liz Carmouche, she was able to throw some shots back. She landed some nice short shots and good uppercuts, a good jab. And, you know, she never ceased to be a problem for her. She was always in there. Likes to go for the return front kick and jab right over top of that. While Alexis Davis kind of looks for the single punches that are accurate and then goes right for her takedowns and looks to be balanced when she's being taken down and go for counters. She's pretty good at raising people's legs and getting them on the fence. But I kind of liked Jennifer Maia's fight with Leslie Smith. That's a crazy fight. Lots of body kicks that she lands on Leslie Smith. Great follow-ups with hooks and uppercuts. I think if you can strike with her, man, it's gonna be a good time. So hopefully, I think Jennifer Maia has the better striking out of the Alexis Davis. But I don't know. I got Jen for Maia though.
Yeah. Sure. Fucking.
I agree. I think she's got the striking in this.
Next fight, we got Marlon Vera versus Frankie Saenz, and I'm not even going to bother breaking this down. I got Marlon Vera.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I think it's going to be actually a pretty close fight because Frankie Saenz could fucking get the grappling going and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And he can win like that. But Marlon's a way better striker if we're talking like that, and like he's a decent grappler, right? He's got some good jiu-jitsu and shit like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Marlon here. Not much to break down. I just think he wins by outstriking fucking Saenz here.
Marlon Vera definitely. Oh, sorry. Will you say something?
No. I just think he might be able to maybe get a sub or something.
Yeah, I think Marlon Vera has good switch stances. Likes to throw those kicks. Throws them low too. I think Marlon Vera always goes forward. He's always got something in your face, and it seems like Frankie Saenz tends to kind of fall off every now and then, and he takes a lot of unnecessary strikes. In the Dvalishvili fight, him and Dvalishvili went back and forth quite often, and props to him for killing that fight, man. He got taken down a lot in that fight, and it was rough for him to win. But he lands these inside elbows and inside knees that kind of start to wear on you more and more as the fight goes on. I think it's going to be real difficult to put those types of punches on Marlon Vera, seeing as even though he does go forward a lot, he'll always kind of jump back and throw some underhooks on the fence when he grabs people. He's really able to get people on the floor and use kind of body kicks and other kicks that are low to kind of set everything up. Throws his overhand right every now and then, and really does throw bombs when he can, especially when people are back to the fence. Again, I can see Frankie Saenz hitting a few elbows and knees, but other than that, his wrestling, his other stuff, you seem to get taken down a lot in the Dvalishvili fight. I think Marlon Vera has some pretty deadly strikes, especially critical like kicks. So I don't know. I think he ends this fight.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Yeah, I got Marlon Vera in that one.
But
Frankie Saenz is tough as nails.
Yeah, he is a tough guy. Next up is our main event of the prelims. We got Bobby the Wolfman Moffett taking on Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell.
Super close one.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah. So this is the play I have like 2.17 units on. Gutierrez and Moffett.
Okay.
At plus 139 there. Bobby Moffett's such a fucking better wrestler than Bryce Mitchell. It's not even compared. Like such a better grappler, I should say. It's like not even a comparison. Bryce Mitchell like gets really comfortable off his back and likes the rubber guard, and he pretty much stays with the rubber guard there. Definitely lost to Tyler Diamond. I don't know what the fuck the judges were doing. For sure lost the second and third round. That 100% lost that third round, but I think he definitely lost that second as well.
That was a rough fight for him, yeah.
Not a good fight at all. So rewatching that, I thought I actually got robbed from that, and Diamond won. But we're talking about Moffett here. His last fight chokes out Chaz Skelly. We'll put that in quotations because he really didn't choke him out, right? He had him in the door, so it was getting fucking super tight, but the ref stopped it early. That's the only thing. But this guy loves his Darce choke, bro. He hit it on Jacob Kilburn for the Contender Series. He hit it in his fight before the UFC against Jonathan Jackson, who's a pretty high-level fighter himself. If that's the same one I'm thinking of. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Jason Jackson. And then like Moffett's lost to guys like Ryoni Barcelos, Ton Lee, who's like pretty like good as well. You know, Tommy's like high level. He hasn't fought in over a year, I think, or almost a year now. But he's beaten some tough guys, bro. Dan Barrett, Nate Jennerman. Like, I just like this Bobby Moffett kid. I like that he trains at MMA Lab with Benson Henderson and Eddie Chaw and fucking John Crouch and all those guys. He's getting any good work for sure, and he's pretty big for a fucking featherweight, like pretty damn big. He's like 5'10", 74-inch reach, and he's pretty jacked too. Bryce Mitchell, on the other hand, like I was saying, I thought he lost to Tyler Diamond personally, but whatever. Got out grappled by a 135-pounder and Brad Katona as well, and then choked out on the Ultimate Fighter. And I'm pretty sure he's still training in Arkansas at Barata MMA. So I don't know if we want to go off camps. We know MMA Lab's way better. He's still super young as well, only 24 years old, but I'll give him this. He's a dog, bro. He's tough as fuck. This guy was out because he fucking used a drill on his nutsack.
Oh, Bryce Mitchell, yeah,
right? Yeah, he fucking...
I heard about that.
He put, like, a drill in his pants, like, while he was, like, fixing, like, some piece of wood or some shit, and it, like, fucking turned on, and it just, like, ripped his balls, and fucking... That's crazy. So we know this guy's tough as nails, bro. He can't, like, just have ripped nuts and feel... Like, he was, like, pretty, like, calm about it, too, like, when talking about it. So, this guy's... He's a fucking little monster, too. You gotta give him that. I just don't... I see him... Like, Diamond was catching a lot of his kicks and taking him down with relative ease. I just see Moffett doing the same thing. Moffett's a good wrestler, too, defensive wrestler. So I don't see Bryce getting too many takedowns. And Moffett's dangerous when he starts implementing the grappling and shit like that. And he's got some good striking as well. So I'm all over Bobby Moffett here, 2.17 units with him and Gutierrez at plus 139. And I think he gets the job done, the Wolfman here. How about you, Gib?
I really like that that Bobby Moffett fight on the Dana White Contender Series with Kilburn. I mean, he made that fight look like it was nothing. Just
like it was so easy for him.
Opening takedown kept him there for the entire fight, and then in the second, pretty much just continues right off. I'm gonna go get a drink, guys. Keep talking, Gib. Kilburn threw like a crazy kick, and Moffitt's just able to close in on people and make them pay for any sort of decision, and get them to the ground, start going for his body lock, start going for mounts, and go for his Darce choke, which he really likes to get. I think when he gets to the ground, his boxing is pretty decent. He starts to use it before. More of a jab and overhand kind of guy. I don't really see him throw anything crazy. In terms of strikes, he does throw a few high kicks every now and then. It's not really not really crazy, but I mean, it does go up there, and he did land a nice one in the Kilburn fight. Bryce Mitchell, as we all know, the accident kind of sucks, but man, another takedown and ground type striker, man. You have to avoid those random spin strikes that Bryce Mitchell can throw out there. He's very good at positioning for triangles and arm bars. When people start to harass him, he'll go for those, and it really starts to keep people cautious, and it starts to keep him a little bit farther away from on the ground. And that sometimes is all the kind of space he needs to start getting up. And even though he did have a tough fight against Tyler Diamond, kind of agree with that. It was a high level wrestler, but he did get a few good kicks in there. He threw like a spinning kick right to the body of Tyler Diamond in that fight. He was pretty decent. Now, Tyler Diamond eventually did, like Seb said, and started to catch the kicks, and Bryce Mitchell started to get a lot more predictable. But I still think he's a force to be reckoned with, along with his wrestling that he does have. But I think Bobby Moffett keeps it a little more simpler. If he can feint the jabs out there and probe out the probe out the jab with the cross to the body and then go for his takedowns, I think he can probably take out Bryce Mitchell, very similar to how Mitchell takes out a lot of other fighters. He just really has to watch out for Bryce Mitchell when he starts pulling off arm bars and other things just to kind of get people off of him.
Especially the triangle. The triangle is the big one because Bryce Mitchell has a couple wins by triangle.
He does.
He likes to get that shit from the guard. He's actually really flexible.
I think if Tyler Diamond did anything wrong in that fight, he was scared that he was going to get arm barred 100%. Yeah. And I believe that when he got, I think he was up against the fence a little bit. I think his life passed before him because he was like, whoa, I got to get out of here. And since then, he kind of kept a little farther back.
I can't wait to see Diamond again in the octagon, though. Like, that kid's fucking phenomenal.
I think next to Luis Pena, he's one of the best guys who left that season. Well, I think he's two best.
He just has to work on that the cardio, because he got finished by Cuccinello on the show.
Yeah,
which was really fucking bad. I thought he was going to demolish Cuccinello, but he got finished there. Yeah. Yes, it would be nice to see him back. But yeah, who do you have on this one?
I got Bobby Moffett. I agree.
Okay, cool.
I think it keeps it simple.
Yes, sir. Main card. We got 6 fights on the main card here, and a few of them I don't think deserve to be on the main card. I'd put the Bobby Moffett, Bryce Mitchell on the main card.
Oh.
I'd take off Makdessi and Pinedo.
Oh.
And then I'd probably leave everything else because Macy Barber's like they want to push her to be a star. But
yeah.
So our next fight, the first fight of the main card, is actually Macy, the future Barber, versus JJ Aldrich. I came in wanting to bet Macy Barber, but like it's fucking ridiculous. She got to like minus 250, minus 275, like super high. Like the height behind her is fucking real.
Too high.
Way too high, man. What the fuck? Like, I know she's good or like she's okay, but she's nothing like fucking special to get that against JJ Aldrich is legit, bro. Fucking only has 2 losses to Juliana Lima, her first fight in the UFC, and she got choked out one time against Jamie Moyle, and then she, on the show
early, right?
Yeah, it was like her second fight ever.
Oh yeah, second fight ever.
It's the same, bro. JJ Aldrich used to fight at 115, and she fought Raquel Pennington, who's 135 pounds.
Oh, wow. She even fought Raquel Ostovich, too.
Yeah, Rachel Ostovich. I like that JJ trains with Rose.
And you can tell in every one of her fights, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I think JJ's a good grappler, good wrestler too. We saw against Vienna, she wasn't scared. She's on a 3-fight win streak, looking pretty fucking good. And yeah, she's actually a huge dog, a pretty big dog. Oh, it went down. But I remember her being a pretty big dog at the beginning against Polyana Vienna. Just like she is now. And then I was watching Macy Barber. I was ready to bet her. And I watched this Hannah Cyphers fight. And Hannah Cyphers is fucking landing on Macy Barber. Like Barber, her karate's okay, but she was getting landed on pretty at will sometimes. And she didn't look like completely comfortable or whatnot. She looked better in that Contender Series fight.
Way better.
Yeah. She looked better in that for sure. Tough fight, man. I'm gonna give it to Macy Barber. I think she pulls this off. But I think it's a close fight that goes to decision, and that's the final piece of the parlay for the all 3 fight goes to decision. But I took all 3 girl fights, obviously. So this one fight goes to decision. Markos Hill fight goes to decision, and what was the other? Alexis Davis and Maia fight goes to decision. 3 units at plus 174. So yeah, Macy Barber by decision. Gib?
You know what? Watching the JJ Aldrich fight against Polyana Vienna, Polyana Vienna was pretty good. She's a lot of submission trouble, but I mean, JJ Aldrich doesn't really seem to blink. She keeps a good jab in her face, and she's always kind of fighting, getting out of omoplatas, getting out of the clinches. She got very crafty and almost got like a guillotine on the fence. Almost caught her in the first round.
Yeah, in the first round, she jumped guillotine. I don't like that.
That catches so many people. I think anything you have to do.
No, you got to be fucking.
That catches so many people, man.
Pedro Munoz or like Ortega to get that. Like I watch guys jump guillotine every week, and it's fucking embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
But you know what? The good people get it, man.
If you're good at jiu-jitsu, it's not a bad move. I've seen like our coach Claude Patrick jump guillotine in the what fight was it? Not against Ebersol. I think it was against Ricardo Funch. One of his first fights in the UFC, but Claude was another master of the guillotine. So like, you got to be high level with your guillotine.
True. If
you're gonna do it.
But yeah, I mean, Aldrich got out, and she's got a nice long hook counter that she likes to look for. She tends to miss it a little bit on Polyana Viana, but it definitely kept her away. And when she did go in for a takedown, she felt a few of them. JJ can also pepper you with jabs. Not very pretty with the like crazy kicks or anything, but she throws what she needs. She throws a good left kick right over top, and she can get it in what's her name, Danielle Taylor's face a lot, and she kept Taylor away from her, and she's normally pretty fast. Macy Barber, I mean, obviously she's kind of been going through growth, like bit set up. Jamie Colleen and Hannah Cyphers, finishing both of them pretty much the same way. Lots of body shots, lots of big kicks, lots of uppercuts. You're right, she did taste a lot of Hannah Cyphers' power, but you know what? I think that proves Hannah Cyphers is a pretty good fighter, because she won her last fight after that. And I didn't even think she was going to win that. Maybe I was kind of impressed by how Macy Barber kind of locked her down, but Cyphers kind of came back after that. Macy Barber always kind of seems to throw kicks in your face. Didn't want to leave Jamie Collin alone, and when she gets people to the floor, can start landing those elbows that she likes to end fights with. Man, she's crazy on the triangle chokes as well. She likes to go for a lot of the ground stuff. There's one replay I seen at a fight before she was in the UFC, and she had a triangle on somebody, and she posted off the mat and then ended up on top of her in like in a mount triangle. I'm like, what? Out of nowhere. So her jiu-jitsu is pretty high level. I think obviously JJ is going to be real difficult to get in anything. She was able to kind of tool around with Polyana Viana, but I think Macy Barber has a lot of kicks that'll do some damage if she can stay away from that jab and start producing her own. I think she shouldn't have too much trouble against JJ Aldrich, but JJ's tough, super tough, trains at Rose, so and I'm sure she knows she's pretty close to getting back up there in the talks. I got Macy Barber in this one though.
Coolio. Yeah, I also have Macy, like I said. Do you think it's going to decision too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it going to decision too. Okay. Our next fight. Sorry guys, I found like a really cool app that manages all. I'm just gonna give it to you guys. It's called Butter, or just Butter It, or some shit like that. I don't know if it's an app. It's on this website here, and it just manages all your subscriptions, which is fucking cool, because I have so many subscriptions and I need to know when they come out and shit. So yeah, just had to sign up for that. Yeah, had to sign up for that real quick. Next up, sorry guys. Next up, I think it's Luis Pena.
Pena, man.
Yeah, Luis Pena versus Steven Peterson. I don't know what Gibbs talking about this being a good one. It's not a good one. This is actually a pretty good one. Man. It's a tougher fight than. It's not tougher than the Trezano fight, but
probably not.
It's up there. It's one of his toughest fights for sure. He also fought Kobe Wall, which is a fucking monster.
Louis Pena?
Yeah. Like Colby Wall was like 4-0 or something like that, and Pena was undefeated as well. That was a really good fight. Yeah, wow. Colby Wall was 4-0 and Pena was 3-0.
Hasn't fought since.
He hasn't fought since, eh?
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so and Pena's actually fought some good fighters, man. I like Pena a lot. A lot of people are gonna shit on this kid because he's 6'3" and went to fucking 145 pounds and ended up missing weight, and it was fucking crazy because this guy the whole week was saying he can make 135 pounds. He said he could make bantamweight, and then he missed the featherweight limit. The fuck is he talking about, Lewis? Man, but we're gonna go ahead and break down like his fighting style. It's really good. I think he stays on the outside like really well. Uses his reach really well, and he's got a long reach, especially at featherweight. 78 inches is a lot of reach. I think it's like a 9-inch reach advantage against or 8 inches.
Yeah,
against Peterson and
5'9".
And yeah, and the height advantage is what? Fucking 5'9" to 6'3". 3, and then another 3, like 6 inches, 6-inch reach advantage, or 6-inch height advantage. That's crazy. You saw in the face-offs, he was like looking down on Peterson as well. Pena's got a really nice teep kick. Really good boxing this kid has. Not a lot of pop in his hands, not a lot of power. But if you want to talk like fundamental boxing, like he's got some nice boxing, and he's working with Rosendo Sanchez, who's Cormier's boxing coach. That's actually one of his head coaches as well, or one of his top coaches as well. And man, I took him against Richard Smullen when he got that nasty guillotine in the first round. I was pumped off this kid watching him on The Ultimate Fighter. I thought he looked really good against Jose Martinez in that fight. Ended up breaking his foot. And then he fights Mike Trezano, and I actually had him in that fight, and I actually think he won that fight as well. When I was watching it back, I thought he won. I just thought he won. I don't know. But the thing here with Steven Peterson's coming off that win against Matt Bassett, his first win in the UFC. And I think Peterson's like a dog, man. Like a fucking, like just what they said in the Pinedo Lopez fight. He's just a dog, you know? Like he just keeps coming forward. And Pinedo told me himself that when he fought Peterson, it was like, what the fuck do I have to do to finish this guy, bro? Like he was eating Superman. He was eating flying knees and everything. And so he loses to Benito Lopez and in the split decision, but I thought Benito won quite clearly. And then he loses against Brandon Davis as well. And he gets that win against Matt Bassett. Peterson's striking defense is fucking horrible.
Oh,
if you want, no. If you want to talk about guys who just get punched in the face for fun, that's Steven Peterson, bro. That guy's gonna stand in front of the punches like it's his job. So I see all night Luis Pena landing all night on him. like Pena's literally better anywhere this fight goes. So I actually got 4.5 units on Pena, 4 units with Pena and 2 other people in a parlay, and then I got 0.5 units on Pena by submission at plus 260. I think those are good odds. I think he's going to be able to get Peterson down at some point. He was a all-state champion wrestler, very good wrestler. And in the Midwest, they have some good wrestling too. So, you know, that guy's going to be pretty high level. He's a good grappler. Not the best takedown defense. He's going to have to work on that, but I think he's got enough to beat Peterson here. And I see him take down Peterson and just get maybe even off his back with those long legs, grabbing a triangle or something.
Really good.
But I see him grabbing Peterson's back and finishing them with their rear naked choke. So I actually have 0.5 units at plus 260 by submission for Luis Pena, and then I got the 4 units on him in that with 2 other people in the parlay. Really, I think this kid's special, man. I really do. Like, I'm not. Everybody would be here throwing fucking literally what I saw. Like, you'd be throwing your bank account on Pena if he didn't lose to Trizano in the last fight. That lost him so much steam and shit, and everyone's undermining how he's gonna fight in this. And I think he's gonna be better than ever. I think we're gonna see like high level fucking Luis Pena. I think this kid's special, bro, and you guys are gonna see why. I really do think he's special. He just has to find his groove. He was young. He was 5-0. You know, 25 years old. Lost to Trizano. He's got one loss on his record. It was split decision, and in a fight, I think he actually won. Like, I don't know. I really like this kid, man. And Peterson, like I told you, literally has the worst striking defense I've ever seen. He's never been subbed though, so
no.
I think this is the first time he ever gets subbed. I think the biggest factor here is the size, and I think it's going to play a huge difference. And you guys have to know, Pena was fighting at 155. Peterson was fighting at 135. The size advantage is enormous here, guys. That's 2 fucking weight class difference. So that's a big difference, guys, for the weight and the size and everything. So Luis Pena all day here, bro. How about you, Gib?
Luis Pena has like a Swiss Army knife of kicks, just lots that he can use, teeps, side kicks, leg kicks, but he does keep it simple for the most part while kind of rhythmically kind of putting in the spin or side kick that he does want. He did end up injuring his toe, which I think he's actually kind of made a bit of an adjustment to his kicks. He seems to throw a lot safer kicks, but at the same time, when he is on a roll, he'll still throw anything. And eventually, when you want to start knocking people out, I'm sure you're just going to just throw it, regardless of if it's the injured foot or not. I think he's good at getting out of submissions as well. I remember in the Jose Martinez fight, you got him on the floor really, or the Richie Smullen fight, got him on the floor really early, and then kind of turned it around a little bit and got the guillotine. And Richie Smullen was ready to grapple early, but Bob Ross kind of MacGyvered, didn't get cranked as much. I think he like rubber guarded. You remember that fight? He kind of like rubber guarded his way out.
When? Against Smullen, right?
Smullen, when he got what was that? He kind of like held on a little bit.
Oh, he did a nasty fucking move, bro.
To get out, it was to take the pressure off, and he was getting like mounted or something. Very interesting.
It was in side control.
Was he like rubbering, or did he just have his leg held?
It was a choke.
Oh, okay.
So he was going for a choke there, and it was crazy. He went over Smullen's neck, under his own leg. It's so hard to explain, but if you see it, it's actually a nasty fucking
I'm still
choke.
trying to figure out what that is, man.
I'm gonna do that in jiu-jitsu on Monday. Yeah. That's all I know. I'm doing that shit on jiu-jitsu, bro.
Let's see it.
Because I'm flexible like Pena too. So fuck yeah.
But this guy has some very unique ways of getting out of submissions, and I think we're only going to see more as he fights. I mean, he has the distance, and he keeps people very far. He throws in some light measuring strikes, and then he throws in some real stuff. He threw in some, I think after getting up from that Gutierrez fight, he got up, kind of threw a few light strikes, all of a sudden landed a left hand through the guard, uppercut through the blocked arms, and then went right into his headlock, wrapping up a super tight guillotine. Super dangerous. Now, Steven Peterson, I have a special kind of place in my heart for, just because Steven Peterson has good fights. I mean, Steven Peterson has some wars. I understand the defense is absolutely gone, but I mean, this guy is not afraid to throw down. Had one of my favorite fights that I like to watch against Brandon Davis. I love that fight, as well as seeing him win against Matt Bessette, but I think Matt Bessette destroyed him with kicks. The only way Steven Peterson was able to rally all these comboing punches was because as he would get hit by these high kicks, he would stagger forward and start throwing punches. I mean, this guy is like Superman, just takes big special beam blasts and meteors hitting him, and this guy just walks through damage and just keeps grinding people out. He can put people up against the fence, and I think he should have been doing this way more. Just kind of grinding them up against the fence and then getting back into the boxing, getting people to back up and start throwing punches, and then getting people to the fence again and just keep rinsing, repeating. I think his stamina is pretty consistent. He has his hands kind of loose, but again, not a lot of head movement. Part of the reason why he's always stalking forward. He could be a bit slow at times, and I think this is where Pena beats him up a lot. But Peterson tends to throw lots of comboing 1-2, 1-2s, very predictable, but will have people almost turning away in a slip, and he'll take people's backs. And he was able to do that to Makdessi, and I think it kind of tended to turn a bit of the rounds, and he ended up on top for a majority of it. And he didn't look too bad at the fading end, but I mean, throughout that fight, there are so many moments where I think Luis Pena would be able to capitalize. So, you know, it's no mistake. I'm definitely going for Luis Pena, but Steven Peterson is very deadly. I mean, this guy, you just don't know if he's out or not. And he's one of those guys that either one jab is going to damage him and he'll be knocked out, or, you know, he's going to take on every single big overhand kick, body kick, whatever. I think if Luis Pena keeps the distance, he can even go into a decision and just really rep the body kicks. Just keep repping the body kicks out. And I think Steven Peterson will eventually run out of steam. It'll be a little difficult when he's wrestling or tries to get up on the stand-up or tries to take back. But I think Luis Pena will be able to defend himself well enough. But I think Luis Pena takes this.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I was looking for any sort of way to put it on Peterson, but I really can't find one. Distance, everything. It's just different.
Okay, so next fight, UCA Formiga taking on Davison Figueiredo. I love Davison. I love watching Davison fight, man. He's just so fucking fun.
Super low hands, man. That's scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'll take a fucking shot, bro. He doesn't care. That guy will take a fucking shot. But really fun, man. At 15-0, number 4 in the world. Going against UC Formiga, who's like number 2 or 3. Fucking awesome fight, man. This is actually one of the ones I'm most excited about to watch. And I think I'm going to go with Formiga here, bro.
Wow.
I think this is a tough fight for both of them. This is going to be a really good fight. Tough fight to pick, too. And I don't know. I think Formiga's going to find... Formiga's just so fucking nasty on the ground, man. And, like, if this guy backpacks you, it's pretty much game over. Like, only top guys he's lost to, too. Like, Ian McCall, like, in McCall's prime. John Dodson's prime. Joseph Benavidez.
That was his first fight, right?
Yeah. Dodson was his first fight. Benavidez and Benavidez' prime. Cejudo.
Yep. That was a good fight.
That was a good one. Cejudo. And then Ray Borg.
Yeah, tough
He's a
fight.
fucking... And, like, pretty much Borg's prime as well, you know? And, man, I don't know. I just like something about Formiga. I think he's going to be able to take because like Brooks was able to use his grappling on Figueiredo like pretty well. I think Formiga is going to do the same thing. I think he just has to watch out for those big bombs, but he's fought guys who have heavy bombs. But I don't know, man. Figueiredo's he's a fucking animal.
You see, it's like donkey kick.
Yeah, man, he's scary.
That hits you, you're dead.
I want to know what the fuck this guy actually weighs. Like when he fucking
walking around.
Yeah, like what the fuck does he? Or when he is rehydrating, you know, like what does he come in as? After he has to be, bro. This guy has to be at least 150 pounds at the very fucking least. You know, like he's a big boy. Oh,
5'5".
big boy for flyweight, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be a really good fucking fight.
Yeah.
I think Formiga finishes him, bro. Gets a rear naked choke or something. I think he gets a nasty choke for Formiga. Gib, who do you think?
Yeah, I think Formiga. And part of the reason is a lot of those striking matches that he does pull off against Cejudo, man. He lands a few good 1-2s and he clinches up with them, goes for overhooks, underhooks, and even I think even Cejudo had to watch his P's and Q's in that fight, man. Cejudo had to really hustle for last-minute takedowns, and I felt that that's what just barely got him over in that fight. I think it's obvious he does have a little bit of problem with some wrestlers, but he has a pretty good double leg on his own, man. I mean, sometimes he sprints into these. I'm not sure if you've seen like a few fights. He'll just sprint forward, grab the takedown, and he's already in business. He gets things really fast, especially the rear naked choke he put on Bet and Win. And like I said, Davison Figueiredo, on the other hand, super low hands, likes to talk shit. If he can talk shit against Formiga, this will be the best fight. If he's talking shit and they're just throwing down, I'm gonna stay tuned. I'm gonna be glued to my set.
Like he can really easily win this fight if he just presses forward and doesn't get taken down.
He had a really tough fight against Jared Brooks.
Oh, Brooks is a fucking great wrestler. Yeah. Formiga's not quite the wrestler that fucking he is.
Yeah. He's got a pretty good pace, almost like he's in no rush at all. Likes to throw body hooks, uppercuts, and those are some of his deadly shots. When this guy crouches, it's a little easy to hit him, but he's really good at faking shots. And the way he knocked out Joseph Morales was just savage, man. So far he's beaten 2 undefeated fighters, so I don't think that's bad. But I just think Formiga has fought a lot of upper echelon guys, and I mean we really haven't seen Figueiredo against against a Cejudo or against like a kind of high level guy. And I think since Formiga has kind of met those people and has had some fights, it'll be close to that. And I think if Davison Figueiredo wins one more, man, throw him in the belt. But I got Formiga in this one. I think just having him hands up a little bit more than Figueiredo will be the difference in this fight. But he will get tagged, and I hope this goes all. I hope this is a brawl, man. I hope someone ends the fight by punches, actually. But yeah, I think both of jiu-jitsu is pretty high level. So I got Formiga though.
I'm thinking about putting fucking a little bit of bench on Formiga right here. Plus 500 for submission. But does he get the sub?
I think they're going to stay standing.
I'll have to think of that one, or I'll do some tape or something. But stay tuned, guys. That might be a next play. 0.3 units for one to win 1.5 plus 500 sub. I like it. I might have to play that. We'll see. John Makdessi versus Jesus Pinedo. This was actually supposed to be Makdessi versus Nasparad and Pinedo versus Grutzmeicher, but both their opponents fell out, so they're just facing each other. Makdessi's last fight against Ross Pearson, he made it look rather easy, I think. Not too much of a tough fight, in my opinion. Just used his striking and got him the win. And then before that was Abel Trujillo, and before that was the fucking devastating wheel kick that knocked him out by Lando Venata. Yeah, he's been knocked out a few times. Or a couple times here. And Pinedo just looks like he's not the toughest guy, especially against Devin Powell there. It wasn't like I would have been more impressed if he finished Powell. But I don't know. I don't think this kid's that special either, but I just got a weird feeling he's gonna knock out Makdessi or choke him out. I just have a weird feeling. I have nothing to base on that.
They made Makdessi actually really high on DraftKings. So
yeah.
DraftKings tends to fuck up a lot.
Oh, the books try to fuck up a lot too, bro. Fucking Makdessi's like a minus. Now he's lower, but he was a minus 350. He was like.
I guess rightfully so, but it should be a little lower than that. I don't know, about 350. Like, it's not like Pinedo has no chance.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a hard one for me to break down, guys. But I got Pinedo here. I think he finds a finish. I just got a feeling he finds a finish, bro.
I think Pinedo has a good left hand, and if that's what you want to bet on, I mean, it's nice. He gets creative with it, especially when he lands it. He's really good clinching back up after a few strikes, and then can re-clinch and get back to work. Good at kind of putting people on the ground, and has a bit of a scrappy style, man. And he tends to fool people into thinking that he's going to scrap with them, and then he kind of then he all of a sudden he looks better, starts jabbing properly. He's got a good mount and ground pound, and he can be pretty scary when he keeps opponents pinned down a little too much. You know, other than the wheel kick, other than the crazy wheel kick that Venado landed, all in all, I think he's a pretty balanced fighter across the board. He has some decent strikes. He likes throwing his side kicks. And before the Venado fight, he was kind of one of those guys who would throw the crazy kicks. Lots to the body, kind of throws a weird question mark kick, side kicks every now and then. He could be pretty deadly when he fakes and throws some punches. He could be pretty good when he throws like the combos, especially one off each other. I can kind of see where you go for he's Pinedo, but I don't know, man. Makdessi's pretty decent. He's been having some decent fights since Venado, so I guess this might be a bit tough for him, seeing as this guy's a lot younger and he's definitely gonna have energy throughout for the start. But yeah, I think John Makdessi still wins it. But yeah, Pinedo definitely has a way better chance than 350.
Yeah. I think so as well too. Maybe a little bit of value on Pinedo. Just the kid didn't impress me at all against Devin Powell. And Devin Powell, like, I literally look at Devin Powell every time he fights just to fade him. So I was really thinking I really thought I was gonna make the play on Pinedo there, but I didn't. I said fuck that shit because I didn't like what I saw. I'm just looking at the odds for next week. Fucking next week, guys, is literally one of the best UFCs in a long fucking time. Just want to tell you that. Like, from the first fight to the last, like, just fucking bangers. Literally the most banging fight ever of this year so far, I think, is Edson versus Justin Gaethje. That's going to be insane. Can't wait to break that shit down next week.
Yeah, Michelle Waterson and Kovacevic is good.
That's a really good fight, yeah.
Shimon Moraes fights.
That's a fucking incredible fight.
Barzola and Aguilar, Kevin Holland and Gerald Meerschaert.
Alex Perez, Mark De La Rosa, just good fights. Kevin Holland,
Ray Morgan in that one.
Josh Emmett and Michael Johnson, David Branch, Jack Hermanson, like fucking great fights. Okay, guys, we'll go to our next fight here, but before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that you guys get first dibs at this. Boom, 0.3 units, plus 500. You see Formiga by sub. Just played it.
Hey, going for it.
You have to sometimes. Formiga, when you see Formiga by sub at plus 500, that shit's crazy, bro. You gotta take that. Yeah. You wanna take our next fight there, Gib?
Curtis and Justin Willis.
Yeah, take our next one while I put this on Bet MMA tips.
You know, Justin Willis, you know, he's always out to bang, man. The fight against Chase Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla. He's able to knock him down, start putting some real big hurt on him in the first round. He's very fast in the first 25 seconds of most rounds that I see him in. But then there's these moments where he kind of starts to fade, and his striking kind of tends to come down to about a single strike, maybe one or two. This kind of starts to change his momentum a little bit, and I don't know. I really don't think he's gone up against anyone who's going to be a really tough wrestle, especially against Curtis Blaydes. I mean, once Curtis Blaydes gets his hand on you, he can do what Daniel Cormier did to Dan Henderson and just suplex you all over the place.
Bro, he's so fucking strong, it's scary.
Yeah.
He's really Curtis Blaydes is a really good wrestler, bro.
The Ngannou fight was painful for me to watch. I had Curtis Blaydes in that.
I had 4 units on Blaydes.
But man, that right hand was a dinger. I guess Curtis was defending too, like his hands were up. It's just one of those things. He had a good fight against Alexei Oleinik, not getting destroyed in that one. A lot of people get faded by Oleinik, man.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, man! Out of nowhere, Oleinik will just get a W.
Well, that guy, that I just realized, that's the motherfucker who's lost. I was thinking this whole week because shout out to Notorious Picks, put a thing on Twitter saying who lost you the most money ever. Oh. Like who's lost you the most money since you've been betting, and like I came up with 2 good ones, like Mike Perry. Fuck Mike Perry.
Yeah.
I put 5 units on Mike. I've max bet Mike Perry so many fucking times. Against Cowboy, I max bet him. Beaches.
Oh man.
Max Griffin, I bet him 5 units.
Different there.
Fuck. I had him against Max Griffin, bro. Dooch is there. Against fucking, I faded him his first fight ever against Hung Yu Lim. Lost because of that. And then I thought Cowboy. Cowboys lost me so much fucking money too. Oh my gosh. Just tons of, like, every time I fade him and this guy wins. It's crazy. And then I just thought the motherfucker, who are we just talking about right now?
Willis or Oleinik.
That motherfucker. That's the motherfucker who's lost me the most amount of money.
Because I picked one of my fast favorites.
I've picked him against fucking. I picked everybody against him. Mark Hunt, bro.
I did pick Mark Hunt against him.
I had like almost 5 units on Mark Hunt. Who else did he? Travis Brown.
My God, that was the best win ever.
Oh my God! Ever. And then who else did he fight? He fought one more guy, I think. Oh, Junior Albini, bro.
Yeah, Albini. Oh, I knew he was gonna fuck Albini up.
Holy shit, bro! Fuck this guy, bro.
Brown, man.
Yo, that was fucked. And he does it the same way. He pulls you down like it looks retarded. He just fucking pulls you down in this stupid little fucking clinch he does, like the ugliest clinch in the world. And he just,
man,
just like you tip over and fall into his guard, and he's like,
takes names.
Bro, they jump into mount. People jump into fucking mount on him and get choked out. That's not real. That's fucked up. How do you get choked out from mount, bro?
That's strength.
That's fucking insane. That guy is really strong, bro.
He became a fast favorite, man, since doing this.
Yeah. Did you even say who you picked? Sorry, I fucking cut you off. I think.
Well, we were still talking about it, man.
Yeah, that's why I cut you off. My bad.
I just don't think Justin Willis has fought a lot of the caliber that that Curtis Blaydes has fought. I mean, he has fought Mark Hunt, but at the same time, like, who hasn't? And I mean, as of recently, he's kind of been set up for this one. I mean, Francis Ngannou kind of beat up everybody. I think Justin Willis wouldn't even last a second against Francis Ngannou. But I still think he's a pretty decent puncher. We haven't seen a knockout from him since Alan Crowder. That's where he got his real big one. But yeah, I think Curtis Blaydes beats him. I don't think it's anything that Curtis Blaydes hasn't seen before. I think he'll be able to wrestle him. And it was kind of funny in the stare down. Justin Willis was getting Curtis Blaydes' face and telling him his dad can't talk now. But,
you know what? Curtis Blaydes is gonna fuck him up, bro.
Curtis Blaydes is the coolest fuck. So
Curtis Blaydes is gonna fuck his day up, bro. Oh my god.
I got Curtis.
I also got Curtis. I got Curtis in the parlay with fucking Pena and somebody else later. Well, there's only one more fight, so you guys probably know who the fuck the last parlay piece is. But I got Blaydes and Pena so far in that 4 unit for fuck. I don't even know what the odds are on that. I didn't get crazy odds. I think it was like plus 133. I don't know. I have to check right now. Plus 132. Okay. 4 units plus 132. Yeah, fucking. I got Blaydes. I don't even know what the fuck to say here. Blaydes is going to take him down. That fat fuck, Justin Willis, there's no way that guy, with his fucking huge bahiga, that guy's been eating cheeseburgers for the whole fight camp, and you think that guy's going to get off his back when Curtis Blaydes is on him, bro? Holy shit, Curtis Blaydes is going to fuck this guy up. Has he actually been eating
cheeseburgers in the fight camp?
For sure that guy's been eating cheeseburgers, bro. For sure that guy's been mucking cheeseburgers. He looks horrible, bro. That guy is really big, bro. He cuts down from like 280 pounds or something, I think. He has to cut weight. And, bro, Blaydes is just a fucking... If you guys want to talk, like, legit wrestlers, like, that guy is pretty high level. I know he was only, like, a JUCO national champ, but I say only very lightly because so was John Jones. But, fucking... Bro, I just... Even stand-up, like... Justin Willis only has a small little jab, bro, and like the stupid right hand that he throws over. Like, bro, if Curtis Blaydes hits you with it with one of his bombs, you're going to sleep, bro. You're going to fucking sleep, bro. That look. Why did you see that fight when you fucked up Alistair? He fucked up Overeem, bro. One does not simply just fuck up Overeem like that. Like, I'm sorry, like, you got to be high level to fuck up Overeem like that. And throw elbows on Overeem's face and guard, like, that's fucking ridiculous, bro. He fucked him up, and he stunned him on the feet too. He rocked him pretty bad
a few times. Yeah. It was just the first fight where he was kind of reserved, less crazy, and the one shot, and it's fucking Francis Ngannou.
Fucking Francis. Those are his 2 losses, eh? Like the 2 big. Fucking Francis Ngannou, bro.
Since losing, he went on a winning streak and then lost to Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, like, again, that's crazy. That's fucking insane. And we got to, by the way, guys, we got to see Junior Dos Santos now versus Ngannou. That just has to be done.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a must-see matchup right there. They were supposed to fight before. I had 5 units on it in Ngannou last time they were supposed to fight, too.
God. Ngannou's just getting, like, 1 punches.
But, yeah, man, I think Blaydes is, like, literally I don't see, there's no way Justin Willis is doing anything off his back, bro.
There's not very many places he wins other than the scramble. Other than, like, scrambles and, like, if it gets a little too quick, too early.
But we've never even seen how his takedown defenses. People are saying it's high level. This guy trains with Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier, bro. His takedown, bro. Cormier didn't even pick him to win against Mark Hunt.
Really?
That's embarrassing, bro.
I never knew that.
On live TV, Cormier said, "I don't like how he approaches." On live TV, this is like the captain of your team, bro. Daniel Cormier. I don't like the way he approaches fight camp. He says that's not a good thing, bro. And Cormier doesn't train with him anymore. Cormier picked Mark Hunt against him. I'm telling you, there's a beef there. So
maybe.
So Justin Willis is not trained with Cormier, bro. Like, don't know what wrestling this guy's doing. Doesn't train with Cormier, brother. So have a great one. And then you guys want to talk about his fucking. Literally, you want to talk about this guy's 4 wins? Like, they're so fucking embarrassing, bro. James Mulherin. Okay? James Mulherin, who said, cheeseburgers, that's my life, brother. If you could get me cheeseburgers. Like, fucking horrible. Cut from the UFC, right? Alan Crowder, who's just the fucking worst, right? Like, if you guys want to talk absolute cans, Alan Crowder, who just beat Greg Hardy by a illegal knee. Chase Sherman, who's probably the worst fucking heavyweight of all time, if we're being honest, gets tired 2 minutes into the first round. So, not sure what you're doing there, Chase. But thank goodness that guy's cut from the UFC too. I fucking hate watching Chase Sherman, bro. Poor guy's won his last 2 fights by knockout in the first round too. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. And Mark Hunt, only good win on Justin Willis's record. And fucking that's Mark Hunt, bro, at 40 fucking whatever he is. How old's Mark now? He's definitely
gotta be 45.
44.
Oh, I was gonna say okay. 44.
44. He'll be 45 tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. Happy birthday, Mark Hunt.
That's fucking gangster. He has the same birthday as my mom. Shout out Mark Hunt. But fucking he'll be 45 tomorrow. Fucking he was 44 when he fought him the first time. Like, that's fucking, oh my goodness, that's your best win, a 44-year-old Mark Hunt, bro. Bro, Curtis Blaydes is over here destroying Alistair Overeem, about to get title shots and shit. And you're fighting 44-year-old Mark Hunt and Chase Sherman. Buddy, go fuck yourself.
You gotta throw him up against Alexei Oleinik.
Give him Alexei Oleinik, bro. That's it, bro. Give him Alexei Oleinik, bro. That's it, bro. Alexei Oleinik will submit that fat fuck in 2 seconds, bro. Not even, brother.
That's the fight I want to see.
Fuck. Oleinik's horrible, too. He's so bad, but he just gets these stupid submissions.
One of the greatest gatekeepers ever.
Yeah, straight up.
For heavyweight.
Yeah, like top 15 gatekeeper in heavyweight division. Like, just like fucking ridiculous. But no, I don't know what else to say, bro. We've actually been breaking this down for quite a while now. But fucking, I got Blaydes all day, bro. All day. Like, I don't see if you want to talk like most confident picks, he's my most confident next to I'll tell you guys straight up, I got Wonderboy on the next fight. So next fight, Wonderboy versus Pettis. Wonderboy is my final piece of the 4-unit parlay there with Wonderboy, Blaydes, and Luis Pena plus 132. Wonderboy's gonna absolutely murder Pettis. I don't know what. That's my most confident pick for sure. And then it's actually Blaydes. I might be even more confident with Blaydes than I am with Wonderboy.
100%.
I might be more confident 100%. With Blaydes. Blaydes is like a big pick for me. But Wonderboy is no fucking slouch, guys. He's everyone's saying that there's so much value on Pettis and shit. I don't see it. You guys don't understand what it takes to fucking solve Wonderboy. You gotta be high fucking level. You gotta have size. You gotta have strength. You gotta have wrestling. You gotta have some, like Darren Till. Guys, we can talk about that all day, right? A lot of people think Darren Till didn't even win that fucking fight, and then the first fight with Tyrone,
the knockdown really helped him. Like, if he didn't get that knockdown, it was
probably Wonderboy's fight if he didn't get that knockdown.
Maybe.
I don't know, because it was maybe like 2-2 going into the 5th. So
yeah.
It was a tough fight, but like, bro, just Wonderboy and Darren Till. You guys know Darren Till is legit, bro. I know what happened last week, and I fucking hate Darren Till. You guys know that.
I had Darren Till in that fight.
I had Masvidal all day.
I had Darren Till in that Masvidal fight, actually.
Plus 215, Masvidal. That was disrespectful.
It was disrespectful, but it was in England. Let's be honest.
I don't give a fuck. I knew Masvidal was gonna take that, bro. I had nice 2.33 units on him. Cashed for 5 units, baby. Nice. We hit plus 13.37 units last week, so that was really nice. But bro, Pettis has only fought at 170, I think, fucking once in his career, and wasn't in the UFC. It was like long time ago, 2009, I think was his last.
2009?
I think so. These ones all say 155 though.
Yeah.
I think it might have been 2008.
But he did have one, eh?
He had one before. That's what I heard. He's had one before. Yeah. So I think regardless, bro, he weighed in at 171. He looked a little thick. I can't fucking lie to you. He looked like he put on some muscle. I didn't expect him to do that, really.
He wants that.
I guess maybe this guy's trying to. I don't know if he's fighting at 170 now or some shit. I think 155 is definitely his place. Good fight against Tony Ferguson. Fucking awesome fight. And then he gets that nasty triangle armbar on Chiesa. But when the going gets tough against this guy, like he crumbles usually, man. Like the Eddie Alvarez fight, Dos Anjos fight, the Barboza fight, the Holloway fight, the Poirier fight, the Ferguson fight. And that's the big thing, right? Pettis is what, 5'10"? Okay, that's actually not too bad of a difference.
No, the height actually isn't bad. Did you watch like the face?
Yeah, they were pretty close.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 inches.
It's not as bad as people thought it was. I actually thought it was way worse going into.
I think when we see Wonderboy rehydrate, though,
it's gonna be.
He's gonna look really big in the octagon compared to Pettis.
I bet.
And I'm just telling you guys, like, this is supposed to be like named as like probably like the 2 best strikers in the UFC going against each other, right? And like it's not that, bro. It's fucking Thompson. I'm telling you guys, Wonderboy is just on another level with striking. Like there's really not too many people in the UFC who can solve his puzzle. Like he got dropped by Matt Brown or whatever, or lost to Matt Brown.
That was a long time ago.
But that was early on in his career. A fight he took on short notice, I think, and
Brown is always a beast.
Brown's just that guy who's gonna give you that pressure and shit, and he's a monster, you know. He's a fucking animal. I don't see Pettis having much success on the feet. I see him trying the leg kicks and shit like that, but like if we're talking about hands, Wonderboy has better hands, bro. He has his hands low. You guys know that. He loves that stance. Springs at you with that left hand, and he fucking pops it in your face so quick. And his kicks, we all know, like if we're talking about better kicks, like that's a little bit hard because like Pettis is high level Taekwondo, Wonderboy's high level karate, right? And they're both fucking great kickers, but I think Wonderboy is just a little bit higher level with more power. Especially at 170 pounds. I don't know how Pettis' power is going to translate to that weight, but I know Wonderboy's been here for quite a while, and he's beaten top fighters at 170 pounds, and the Pettis really hasn't. So I think we see that there's weight classes for a reason here. This is a fun matchup. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely fun.
You don't see it every day.
But I can see Wonderboy actually finishing Pettis here. I think he finishes them. It's gonna be really hard for Pettis to land consistently on Wonderboy with Wonderboy's movement and everything. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. Like rewatching him versus Masvidal was like, he's really good, man. He's really like Wonderboy is something special, bro. With his stance and everything, it's just like
he beat Robert Whittaker before the weight increase.
Oh, he knocked him out, bro.
And he put a number on Hendricks. Now Hendricks is kind of out the door.
No, that was beautiful though. That was the beginning of Hendricks' fall.
Was it? I thought he was already kind of losing a bit of momentum, but like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was.
He got bodied everywhere.
But that was Johnny when Johnny was still number 2 in the world.
True.
Number 2 in the world at that time.
I think he only had a few losses.
And then the most impressive win for me is against Rory. He 50-45. Rory fucking McDonald.
He did.
He 50-45 them. He won every round, bro.
Tyron Woodley didn't even do that.
No, man.
Woodley couldn't even beat Rory McDonald.
Bro, Rory's literally one of the best welterweights on the planet.
He's still one of the best.
100%. And
he could come back and probably beat any sort of bum.
Yes, he would be top 5 again in the UFC if he came back. 100%. Rory's just high fucking level. And I'm telling you guys this, to 50-45 Rory McDonald is fucking, that's ridiculous. It just doesn't happen. You don't 50-45 Rory McDonald. You just don't. And he 50-45 them, bro. So I'm all day. I'm all day on fucking Wonderboy here. How are you gonna go against a kickboxer who is 57-0 in Chuck Norris's fucking league? Go fuck yourself. 57.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
57-0, brother.
Right.
So gonna be a fun fight, but I got Wonderboy all day in that parlay. 4 units. Wonderboy, Blaydes, Pena plus 132. Gib, let them know what's good because we've been shooting for a while.
Yeah. Anthony Pettis, man, I'm still a big fan, very big. I'm a big fan of his fights, especially against Benson, Cerrone, all those guys, even Gilbert Melendez when he was champ, but has not really been the same since Dos Anjos beat him. And I remember watching that fight and just I thought Pettis was the best. And I think best thing ever, just in terms of, okay, this guy's going to hold the belt and for a while, which he did. But the way RDA beat him up was just the beginning. And everyone seemed to take that kind of blueprint and put it into their own way, whether they got split decisions on him or ended up wrapping up knockouts like Max Holloway did in Toronto. That was a great fight to watch. Dustin Poirier destroyed him too. One really good fight, and I'm actually very impressed with him, is the Michael Chiesa fight, because I had Michael Chiesa in that one, and Chiesa started to kind of fuck around in that fight a little bit, and he started to miss some punches, get some hands down, and he was laughing at a lot of Pettis' kicks. All of a sudden, as the fight kind of went on, the guy gets triangled. He's pretty sneaky with that, man. I think Anthony Pettis has traps set for you, especially on the grappling. He could be very quick to change and go for takedowns or anything sort of thing on the fence. But Stephen Thompson has taken a lot of people who are bigger, stronger, and better at wrestling. He's fought guys like Tyron Woodley. He fought Masvidal, and he fought Rory McDonald, Johnny Hendricks, and he made them look stupid and in the middle of the ring, and they couldn't even touch him. He does have to sprint a lot. I feel like the only time it gets a little difficult for him is when he has to kick with a guy who's as well as a high-level kickboxer. I felt the Darren Till fight, if Darren Till didn't get that knockdown, it still would have been close, but I still would have given it to Darren Till because I felt like a lot of Thompson's strikes weren't really they didn't have the stopping power. They were definitely there, and you can actually see a lot of the kicks kind of slap, but some of the kicks kind of slap on the chest or right on the shoulder. And amazing that Stephen Thompson can hit a lot of these targets. He aims for the chest and the solar plex like a really high-level karate guy does. And sometimes when he does that, he'll kind of fade off of people who are standing sideways and kind of on a surfboard stance, which Anthony Pettis likes to do a lot, especially when he goes into like his spinning roundhouses or his spinning kicks or his Showtime kick. I think it's going to be very difficult to pull that one off on Stephen Thompson.
Oh, he's not doing shit like that on Thompson.
It's going to be, yeah. I don't think Stephen Thompson is amazing or any better than Pettis on the ground, but his grappling isn't bad, and his grappling has gotten him out of a lot of situations.
I think Pettis might be a little bit better.
He is. I think he
especially off his back and shit like that. Like Pettis is really he's really good guard and shit. You can't lie. He's got a good jiu-jitsu.
Unless you have muscles like Tyron Woodley and you can just keep grappling with somebody and just have get him in a nightmare, it gets rough for him. Obviously, we saw a bit of a change in the Darren Till fight, but I don't think Anthony Pettis will have that advantage that Darren Till had, and Darren Till had a lot of size. And again, Darren Till came in overweight in that fight, didn't he? Or like just barely?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he missed by 2 pounds, I think.
And he was looking big too. And Anthony Pettis is, he's kind of getting up there. But he's still smaller, and it doesn't really change too much. I still think his grappling and his submissions are a little bit over Thompson, but I think Thompson should be able to spark him up on the stand up, very similar to how Max Holloway did it. maybe not as aggressively and maybe not as fierce, but I still think he has a lot of those game-ending kicks, and I think he has a lot of those those low hand kind of situations where he can pop the jab out and still land it with it low. So I got Stephen Thompson in this fight. But I don't like fading Anthony Pettis. He's still in there. And, I mean, he's shown in his last fight that he can still go. Those were some crazy rounds with Tony Ferguson. Obviously, the corner stopped it because he broke his hand, but that was a savage fight. And he was landing the Senchai kick, didn't he?
He might have. Fuck.
The one where he does the handstand and he throws the kick?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, good luck doing that again to Stephen Thompson, but we should have a really fun fight on our hands. A lot of spinny stuff. I think Wonderboy Thompson wins it, but man, don't fade Anthony Pettis. And I don't think betting on him is such a bad bet. But I got Thompson.
Guys. Don't listen to Gibb. It's a horrible fucking bet.
I got Thompson though.
Okay. Yeah, so we both have Wonderboy. So just a quick review on get your DraftKings out there, Gibb, so we can show them what we're working with. And just a quick review on all my bets. 2.17 units on. Let me get all the numbers for you though. We'll start with the big one, 4 units on Violent Bob Ross, Wonderboy, and Curtis Blaydes at plus 132. 0.5 units on Pena by submission at plus 260. 0.3 units on Formiga by submission, which will happen during this podcast at plus 500. Bro, that's going to be my most value pick in my opinion. Yeah. That or the fight goes to decision for Macy, Barber, and Aldrich. But then I got 3 units on all 3 fight goes to decision for the girl fights at plus 174. And
I think 2 of those go to decision.
Which one do you think doesn't?
Could be Barber, man.
That's the one I'm a little bit afraid of too.
But I think JJ could take her to the decision. She's tough.
Yeah, I think JJ.
That's the only one you have to worry about. I think Hill makes the decision, and I think
I think Maia and Davis go to decision.
Yeah, Maia does too. Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Barber one's like minus 138 or some shit like that. So it's a slight favorite, right? It's like they're saying pretty much there's a chance that this fight can be stopped earlier. But I chose all 3 girl fights to go to decision at plus 174. I think that's a good play if you guys are looking. And I think I only have one more play, 2.17 units on Bobby Moffett and Chris Gutierrez at plus 139.
Yeah, Chris Gutierrez is the pick, guys. I mean, I think he destroyed. That's your most confident pick. I think him and Blaydes. For me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll put those 2 in the description for you. Mine are. I'll choose mine when I put them. Yeah. And then Gib, let them know your DraftKings, and I'll let them know my DraftKings as well.
Okay. I got Macy Barber, Curtis Blaydes, Jordan Espinosa, Angela Hill, Makdessi, and Steven Peterson. Actually, I had to pick a favorite there. I was running low on funds.
Oh, you have to pick an underdog.
Yeah. I had, and then my other one, I had Barber, Blaydes, Espinosa, Gutierrez, Marlon Vera, and Thompson.
These guys are fun. But, yeah, okay, cool. And my DraftKings, I'm going to go super quick. And I just named this before we finish this program. My DraftKings is... Curtis Blaydes, Jordan Espinosa, UCA Formiga, Bobby Moffett, Luis Pena, and Jesus Pinedo. Pretty good.
Nice. Yeah.
Pretty good lineup. I like it. Okay, so we'll see you guys next week. We're going to be breaking down probably my favorite card so far of this year, like free card of the year. UFC Philadelphia, Edson Barboza versus Justin Gaethje. Gonna have a lot of fun plays on that card for sure. Holy shit, I just thought that fight goes to decision is gonna be like minus 500. Our fight doesn't go to decision. but I want to play that for sure. I still think at minus 500 there's fucking value. Crazy fights, man. Really fun fights next week, bro. We get to watch even Kenny Njoku, who I'm not super high on, but I think that kid's a little bit special. I think Paul Craig might actually be a nice underdog next week, guys. He's plus 200. Plus 200. I can see him pulling some off because this Njoku kid doesn't have a lot of experience.
Oh.
Marina Rodriguez, another nice dog next week. And then there's some good fights, bro. Just really good fights. You guys know I love Kevin Holland, Ray Borg.
Oh, Holland's always fun to watch.
The debut of Sabina Mazo. So that's going to be awesome. And then Alex Perez is always just a treat to fucking watch as well. Yeah, these guys are just really good. Okay, so we'll see you. We'll see you next week, guys, for UFC Philadelphia. Take care. Gamble responsibly. Have fun this weekend, guys, and let's cash our bets.
Good luck on the bets, guys.